It's rare to see a 3D and 2D animation intertwined with each other where it flows really well. Seeing To Be Hero X really just surpassed expectations with how well it can be done. Because honestly, it is so hype and yet also very depressing. In a world where heroes get their abilities based on people's trust, kind of bizarre to think about because when I first watched this, I had no complete idea of what I was getting myself into when powers where they take it to a literal sense, where your representation of, say, stand up strong, never to bend over, to the point where you can't even use the toilet. So these episodes go by way too fast, and they're really such a master at cliffhangers. In the beginning, it starts out with this character, Ling Lin, who is working at a commercial industry or this advertising agency where he promotes like this one hero, Mr. Nice, and his partner, who is also a hero, who's creating this inspiration for others to become a hero, that anyone could be a hero, even whether you're a citizen or just someone that's aiming towards that kind of goal. And the place he was working at was like, nah, you suck, bro. Things happen, and Ling Lin has to play a big role in being that imposter, playing Mr. Nice.
Nice.
Someone who's the role model, the face of all heroes, the perfect hero that everyone loves. And it's a bunch of responsibilities where he had to even work out towards creating that physique, acting in terms of for commercials, and even to the point where he has to keep it up the entire time. And so you're trying to figure out how is he gonna keep up this act. But what's pretty amazing that even though it's an act for everyone, to see those inspiring moments where he actually believes in himself, to actually believe to be a hero, and to really stand up for what's right, and also just being that person who actually knows a lot about Mr. Nice because of those commercials. The animation is just so phenomenal, and just the fact that it really brings that, just with that beast within, to really go against the antagonist, which I find a lot of love for, like those hero stories or those underdog stories. Throughout the story, even though it starts out with Ling Lin, you'll see that it introduces other heroes with their abilities, their conflicts. In here, one, you have Cheng Yang, who's struggling to have some confidence in himself, having a crush with a girl who has some sort of like low self-esteem, and playing in a theater role for his job, and being the hero that saved him when he was young. One that represented to be hero without having his identity shown. Being in that position, in that suit at work, he really feels that he can be a hero himself, up until a real situation happened where you see his crush's younger brother getting kidnapped and him having to step in. Although things worked out where popularity has come, things escalate where it kind of becomes tragic. Then there's Lucky Cyan, also known as Xing Yun Ching, who is a lone survivor of an airplane accident. Later on, someone finding him and bringing her to an orphanage where they find her that she's really lucky, to the point where she can find someone's soulmate or help someone with the lottery. It's just 100% success rate. But it comes at a cost. The cost that everyone wants your attention, over-reliant on her and needing to keep her there without having to feel what she really wants. Her feeling lonely and not having to be herself and to have any genuine friends. At least until later. And then things happen again to this girl. Gotta protect that smile. And also just the fact that using her for luck, you can only guess on the other side of the coin, where if someone is lucky, then that means someone else is unlucky. And to those that are unlucky, can only find an excuse to just blame her. And when you watch the opening of this danwa, you realize that she's one of the top heroes. And it makes it really cool because it makes it fun to figure out, she's lucky, she's really good with music, and how she touches people's hearts with her voice, and also just expanding more on that. Then there's Queen, who's the daughter of the person who saved Qing Yun Xing, the lucky girl, who's just sees how like society is with how they praise heroes and how they don't want to like show like that view of everyone popularizing heroes and just for the fame, but rather for their own duties. And her ability is kind of unique and very special in some way, where she has some sort of force field where things rules, or she has some sort of rules that apply when being in that sort of area. And I don't know the whole thing about it, but I just know that she's like, she graduated, she has a really strong motive to change the way the society is with the rules, and just being the youngest hero candidate, just really highly motivated to like chase her dreams with that. And to my surprise, that despite having her great abilities, she really worked hard through her studies and also just carrying that serious attitude with everything that she's done for her academics. With that sort of position and that sort of like motivation comes a lot of jealousy with those that are in that same similar level of popularity. And so there are those that just try to bring her down. And then, you know, you see this guy who is like Hero X, who just came out of nowhere just being number one. Who's I remember seeing his trailer before and I thought, damn, this is pretty hype. Then there's like Loli, who's just very cute. She's one to suffer from success. Just her with everything that she does, just people see her face, they just start going down bad for her. And I guess that's like a flaw in some way. She just wants to be recognized with her like skills and her actions to be a hero or to be someone that's just not relying on her looks. After all, her father is someone that's really well known in terms of the hero industry and just wants to be able to prove herself. And then you see that she goes out to test her abilities and then come across someone who she needs to save, who actually happened to work at the same place that her father works with, the laboratory. And also just the fact that she has like a stalker following her and trying to find ways to bring confidence within each other. Then there's Ghostblade, who has it kind of sad, yet kind of funny at the same time. Where he came from, where it was just always loud at his house, and coming from a family of butchers, where he got a good handle of knives, but also looking very stoic. And to those that find him attractive or very cool looking because he doesn't talk, it really just ingrained in his ability, and that trust value kicked in to the point where when he wants to speak up and really needs to speak up when he really needs to, he cannot, even to someone dear to him. There's more that come with these heroes, and a lot of the times there's some are silly, some are like a little lighthearted, and some are just very tragic. And the fun part of watching this is finding the connections with all of it, because they all connect in some way. Because there's like a trust value, it seems like there's some sort of mystery that comes with fear. Fear seems to be targeting those that are heroes but pretty unpopular, and those that have that envy or jealousy or some sort of need to have like some more, like having more power or need more power and enhancing their abilities due to that. It's something to look forward to in the future episodes, or some sort of thing that's leaving clues for when you're watching it. Good cliffhangers, really leaves cliffhangers where you just want to make you keep watching. And it's really cool to see these previous episodes where they leave these clues. Something I have appreciation for. Hopefully this is convincing you in some way to watch. But anyway, thanks for watching. Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'll put the trailer in the description as well. That's about it, and I'll see you next time. Peace.